Hello everyone, we have a delightful prenatal mat class for you today, but it's also suitable for any of our participants. Now, we're going to get you to grab a nice stretchy band, preferably a reasonably long one with moderate tension. That should do the trick. Now we're going to begin down onto our backs. So making your way down, easy does it. We're going to have those knees nice and bent, parallel, and your feet are planted into the mat. Just have your band alongside you just for the moment. Now relax the head, neck and shoulders, tuck your chin in slightly to lengthen the back of your neck, and just take a moment there just to settle down into the mat. So relax through your belly, relax through your backside, relax through your pelvic floor. Now let's bring your attention to the bones of the pelvis. I'd like you to fully flatten your pelvis and your lower back down into the mat, and then gently tip your pelvis forward, create space between your low back and the mat. So simple pelvic tilt. Let's continue there, just rocking forward and back. Now it's as if the only thing that exists are the bones of the spine and the pelvis here. So no need to clench through your bottom or through your belly. And with each tip, you should find like that movement starts to free up a little more than the last. Let's go for 3 more here, really exaggerating that imprint. And then really tipping forward. 2 more. Last one. And then tip forward just halfway. So find that neutral position, just a small gap between your low back and the mat. Tailbone heavy, sit bones wide. Now we're going to pick up our stretch band and we're going to take it up above your shoulders. Now let's go overhand grip on the band. If your bands are really long like ours, you'll have loose bits. Don't worry about that. You can always double your band over if you want more tension. You be the judge. Okay, so wrapping those fingers and then thumb on the underside of the band, reaching directly to the ceiling and create a teeny tiny bit of tension on that band, just a little, so you feel active behind your shoulders and broad through your chest. Now take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to come back to that flat back, imprint your spine, and then we're going to continue and lift your hips up into your bridge. Tuck your tailbone, roll those hips all the way up to the top. We pause there, take a nice big breath in, and then breathe out to massage that spine back down bit by bit all the way to your tailbone. So tip forward, release. Inhale, prepare, exhale, up we go again. All right, so nice simple bridge, rolling it up. When you get to the top, it's an inhale. And then it's an exhale as you roll back down, fully releasing at the very bottom. Just follow your own breath there, guys. Let's continue. Like those tilts with each bridge, you should feel like that spine starts to free up a little. And we're going to start to feel some action in the back of those legs without you even having to think about it too much. All right, just checking in that those knees are definitely parallel. And you try to minimize any rocks from side to side as you lift and lower. Ideally, we're really opening up the front of your hips at the very top there, so you should achieve a nice tuck of your tailbone. We're going to go for 3 more here before we start to add on with the upper body. Into, exhaling as you make your way up. All right, on that next bridge, let's meet up at the very top. You drive the hips up, knees forward, tailbone tucked. When you get there, with your inhale, let's take a big stretch of that band out nice and wide. And then you exhale, arms come all the way back up. And then roll that spine back down bit by bit. So just adding that stretch at the top. You roll the hips all the way up. Pause there. Expand the chest, stretch the band. Control release above your shoulders and then roll back down. Now all the while you're just keeping a little bit of tension on that band, so don't let it go floppy each time you release. And let's be really mindful of your wrists. I want your wrists super sturdy. So as you stretch your arms out to the side, take a look where your thumb meets your wrist. Okay, I don't want to see any breaking of that line, no extra creases on the side of your wrist there. So you're really taking your knuckles with you as you open your arms out. That way we're going to really drive this movement from your shoulders rather than overloading those forearms. Let's go for 3 here. You be the judge how much tension you want on that band. Hold a little tighter, a little looser if you prefer. 2 to go. If you've lost that breath pattern, just breathe. It really doesn't matter too much as long as you are breathing. Last one, stretch that band, arms above shoulders, roll that spine all the way back down. Take a break if you need, join us when you're ready. We're gonna roll those hips all the way back up to the top and we're gonna hold it here. All right, now from here, keep your arms still. We're going to dip your hips. So lead with your tailbone, dip your hips down towards the mat. Then as you lift your hips, you stretch the band. So you now release the band as you dip your hips, lift the hips, stretch the band. Excellent. So it's a dip and release, and then it's a lift and stretch. Knees really parallel, continuing there. I want to see that distinct difference. It's not a roll down of your spine, it's a hinge. So tailbone drops, tailbone lifts. Let's go 6. Nice and warm in the back of the legs and the chest. And 5. Brilliant. 4 more. Drive it up. And 3. Last 2. Last one. Lift those hips, stretch the band. Hold the arms nice and wide. Little pulses on that band. Getting a little kick from the little babe, giving me encouragement there. Always in a bridge. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms above your chest. Let's start with your breastbone and super slowly roll your spine down bit by bit by bit, all the way to your tailbone. Brilliant. When you get to the bottom there, relax your hips. Just reach your arms overhead to the floor. Bend your elbows slightly, finding goalposts. Okay, just let that band go loose. Widen your feet slightly, and let's just rock those knees over to the right. You can gaze over your left shoulder there. And then bring your knees up through center. They travel to the left as you gaze over to the right. Might get a few little clicks and cracks through your hips as you go there. That's fine, just don't force the movement. Ease yourself into it. And again, over to the left, gazing to the right. Let's go 1 more each side. Last one, knees rotating to the left. And then bring them back up through center. Now we're just gonna make our way up from there. So rolling to your side and then pressing up using those arms. Lovely. Okay, now we're gonna shuffle into a kneeling position and we're gonna place that band beneath your knees. Make sure it's nice and secure because you don't wanna be flicking yourself in the face with that band. And then bring yourself up into a high kneel position. I'm gonna take that band in each hand with your palms facing forward. Okay, so again, if you need to adjust your hand position on the band for tension adjustments at any point, you go for it. Now, in your upright position, guys, let's think really lift up and out of those hips. So try not to sag down, drop your hips behind you. Think about lifting up, tucking that tailbone slightly and stacking your rib cage over your hips. Neck is nice and long. Okay, palms face forward, elbows are straight. We're gonna take a lateral raise. So think about lifting your thumbs up towards shoulder height. And then slowly lower that shape back down again, okay? So it's a low V, and then we lift the arms up almost to a capital T, and then lower back down. So just adjust the band if you need, okay? Should be some reasonable tension there as you lift, but not so much so that you feel lots of tension around your neck, okay? You wanna feel this in your upper arms and those shoulders. Exhale to lift, that will help, and then inhale to lower. Your arms move together, 50-50, so don't leave one behind. Exhaling, reach. Think length as you lift it up, so take the longest journey you can. Let's go for 6 here. Inhale to drop. Exhale, lift for 5. Think really tall through that torso for 4. We're gonna hold those arms up in 3. In 2. All right, next time you lift those arms high, hold it, and let's go little pulses at the very top. Lift, lift, lift. Just 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Oh, that's a stinger. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Okay, we're gonna turn side on now. And I want you to step over that band and it's gonna come behind your back, okay? About sort of bra strap-ish region. And then give yourself a little bit more tension. So walk your hands a little bit closer in towards your rib cage there on that band. You can adjust as you go. Again, body is nice and upright. Palms face in, elbows by your side, and just set those shoulders back. Now, you don't need to brace like crazy through your belly here. So just take a breath, just check. Are you crazily squeezing your glutes, your pelvic floor, your tummy? Just let it all go and think about your posture. So lift up really tall through the crown of your head, drop your tailbone slightly without tucking under, okay? We just find that nice neutral. If you maintain that posture, you're gonna be on the money, okay? Those abdominals are going to kick into gear. All right, now from here, palms facing in. We're gonna reach those arms forward, stretch the elbows, stretch the band, and then elbows slowly glide back by your rib cage. So you will know as those arms move here, have you got too much or too little tension on the band? Okay, so adjust a little bit if you need to. I'm just gonna loosen mine off a fraction, because as always in Pilates, high reps, we're gonna be here for a little while. I don't wanna peak too soon. Okay, so we're gonna exhale, reach the arms, and then inhale, draw them back in. Now we very much work the out and the in, so don't just let the bands bounce back. Okay, fight against them, working in both directions. And I want you just to think about your shoulder blades for a sec. As you reach your arms out, think arms reach forward, but shoulder blades stay back. Okay, so we're not taking the whole shoulder girdle away from your rib cage. And likewise, as the arms come back in, just keep the shoulder blades in position. You don't need to clench them together. Let's just keep them in that nice neutral position on your ribs. Exhale forward, inhale, draw back in. Let's go for another 5, and then I'm gonna add on. Lovely posture, Katie, as always. Great role model, 4 more. And 3. Exhaling for 2. Last one here, we reach the arms forward and then draw them back in by your side. We're going to add on. Now keeping your body in a long straight line. Next time you reach the arms forward, we're gonna take a hinge back from the knees. Arms reach forward, straight body hinges back. You will feel your thighs start to stretch. Your abdominals and your thighs then bring you upright as you bend your elbows back in at your side. All right, let's exhale on the way down, guys. Exhale, down you go. Inhale, expanding like a balloon. We come back upright. Lovely. Exhale, down. Look for that stretch through the thighs. And then inhale, up you come. Now, this shouldn't cause discomfort in the knees, okay? If it does, reduce the lean back range or just stay upright and just stick with your forward reach. And you shouldn't feel any pressure in your low back either. So try not to excessively sway. Keep tucked under. And then you'll find your glutes, your core will connect nicely to protect that back. Lovely. We've got another 5 here before we hold it back. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. You've got a good visual of your belly on the way down here. You want to see that natural recoil as you exhale and empty out. And then that expansion of your belly as you inhale, come back up. Let's go for 3. What's most important is that you keep breathing. Okay, no need to breath hold. 2 more. Lovely. Working with the range you can manage while maintaining your form. Coming all the way back up on that next one, guys. Let's meet in that hinge back. Down you go, tailbone tucked. We're holding here, just the arms. You bend your elbows in, you reach them forward. Let's go 5. 4 more, hello thighs. And 3. Last 2, broaden that chest. Last 1. Reach, bring your body all the way back up. Release those arms. Sit those hips back. Ooh, and just give those thighs a little bit of love, a little bit of a rub. Good afternoon. Okay, nice. Now let's bring that band across your mat. Okay, so we're gonna bring it across the mat and then come to your hands and knees. So we'll have our hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Now we're gonna plant that right hand nice and firm on your band. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap your left fingertips around the band, overhand grip. Okay, now let's make that wrist nice and sturdy. So knuckles down to the mat, palm facing in towards your knees. Okay, so lifting up out of your chest, so lift that breastbone. Let's find neutral spine. So your back is reasonably flat, but your tailbone is released up to the ceiling, okay? So try not to round like a cat and try and not dump down like the cow. Okay, so find your neutral, broaden your sit bones. So let that pelvic floor go. And then think about how can you hold this position with as little effort as is possible, okay? But maintaining that position, of course, throughout. Now from here, that left arm is going to sweep out to the left, up to shoulder height. And then we lower that fist back down to the mat. Adjust your band accordingly so you have the appropriate tension you need in order to get that hand up to shoulder height without compromising the rest of your form. So if you just think about that posture we talked about, you're going to be working pretty hard through your core here to keep yourself from shifting side to side. Let's use your exhale as you lift the arm. Inhale as you lower. And you'll feel that force very much coming from inside that left shoulder blade. And if it feels hard, it's because it is. So stay with it. Okay, now you can either just stay with that arm, or if you're feeling really good around your pelvis at the moment, no niggles through the front or the back of the hips, you can add a right leg extension. So Katie's going to demonstrate as you lift your left arm to the side, you can extend your right leg to parallel. You then glide the knee back down just to hover beneath your hip, and then extend the arm, extend the leg. Exhaling out, and then inhaling, drawing it back in. I'm just playing it a little bit more conservative through my pelvis at the moment. A few little niggles at play as that baby continues to grow. So just gonna stick with my upper body and nice stable pelvis here. Good. Taking your time, following your breath. We're gonna go for 5 more here. And then in 4, we're gonna hold the arm plus or minus that leg extended. Let's go for 3. Last 2. Keep pushing away from the floor with that right heel of hand. On your next extension, guys, can you reach the arm, maybe the leg as well, all the way out? Take little pulses at the top, lift and lift. Keep pushing away from the floor through the knees, through the right hand. Let's go 6, 5, 4, stay with it, 3, 2, last 1, and then drop that hand back down. Brilliant. Take your knees out nice and wide. Let's just sit those hips back for a moment there. Reach your arms out nice and long. Take a few deep breaths. You can keep your hips right back to your heels, or you can lift your hips up a little higher if that's more comfortable for your chest, your belly, and let that belly just relax down towards the mat. Nice deep breath there. Letting it all go. All right, and then easing yourselves up from there, shuffling those knees forward. Okay, now we're gonna keep that band down on your mat, and we're gonna step your left foot onto that band. Okay, grab a hold of either end, and then just carefully make your way up into standing. Whew, sweaty in here now. Okay, so your left foot is over that band, and that foot is flat. Your right toes are about a foot distance away from that left heel in a parallel stance. Okay, so essentially train tracks through those feet on the toes of your right foot. Now let's hold that band with your palms facing in and your knuckles down towards the floor. Excellent. Okay, so your left knee is just soft, your right knee is bent, and we're light on those back toes. Shoulders back, spine long. We're gonna take a little hinge, okay? So I want you to send your hips back, your chest is going to lower, nice and long. That band is going to go loose, both knees will bend. You then lift the chest, that tension will resume on the band as you come upright, okay? So let's take that hinge, folding forward, hips back, softening through the knees, and then drive through your heel, lift back up nice and tall. Now notice, it's the hips that really lead this movement rather than the knees, okay? So we're not just squatting down into the knees, we're hinging back into the hips. You want a little bit of tension on that band, so you're essentially working against the band as you lift your body back upright. And if we're on the money here, you're really gonna start to feel some warmth in the back of that left leg, so the left thigh and glute, as you really press firmly into that heel to lift. Now, preggies, be very mindful, everyone, that your pelvis remains level. So as you hinge forward and back, we're not kicking your hips out to the side. So you shouldn't feel any excess pressure in the joints of the pelvis here. It should all really be muscular. Now we're gonna start to add on. Next time you lift up tall, let's hold it there. We're gonna take a bicep curl, bring your thumbs towards your shoulders, extend the arms back out, and then let's take your hinge. We drop it down, lift up tall, find your curl, and then extend the arms. Okay, it's a hammer curl, so you're bringing your thumbs to meet the shoulders each time. Step by step here, looks good. Hinging down, drive through the heel. You pick your pace here, guys. If you want to slow it right down, please do. Otherwise, stay with us. And lift, lower, brilliant. Getting down nice and low as far as your torso will allow without collapsing and rounding. So it's a long spine. Lift, up and down. We've got 5 here. 4 to go. Widening your sit bones behind you for 3. Nice proud chest, long through the neck, and 2. Last one, lift, find your curl. Extend the arms all the way out, find your hinge, we're gonna hold it there. All right, now from here, overhand grip on that band, so just turn your palms to face back. Your arms are straight and they're out in a V, so slightly out to the side. Now just keep those arms nice and still. We're gonna tap your right toes just behind your right heel and then extend the leg long and straight, tap. You tap behind the heel, extend long, tap behind. So we tap in and tap back. Now be really gentle, delicate through your right toes. So your weight has very much transferred into that left leg. So there's no weight shift back as you extend that right leg away. Lovely. There's a little tension on that band. Chest is proud, elbows, wrists straight. Reach and tap, draw it in. Let's go 5 here, guys, looking really good. Long spine, wide sit bones. You've got 3 to go. Let's go for 2. We're gonna hold that leg all the way back and stay there. Now you either keep toes on the floor or Katie's just gonna hover that leg up, find your balance. From there, we're gonna create more tension on that band, lift the arms out to the side. Let's pulse it there, up and up and up. Hips stay square, gaze is down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that leg down. Lovely, lovely balance, lovely form, guys. Give that left leg a little bit of a shake out. Beautifully done. And then from there, we're gonna make our way back down onto the mat. Actually, we're gonna spin around to face the other way, coming onto our bottom. Okay, now guys, let's get your band. We're gonna hook it around both feet and then extend your legs out in front of you. Now, depending on the length of your hamstring, the tightness of your back, you might have straight legs in this position. If you're a little bit tighter like me, your knees will be bent. Now, what we wanna do is we wanna sit up on your sit bones. So spread your butt cheeks, make sure you're really even left to right and create length through your back. Okay, so we're not collapsing. Really lift up. Then we're gonna cross your band over. Okay, and then take a grip of that band as if you're about to go for a row. All right, so sitting up tall, your arms are nice and straight out in front. We're gonna pull on both of those straps, bring your elbows in nice and narrow and squeeze your shoulder blades together. We then release the tension on that band, release the arms, and again, exhale, pull those elbows back. So you be the judge how much tension you want here on those straps. Again, hold them a little tighter if you like. What's most important here is very much that posture. So we're sitting really tall, which might require a bit of work through your back. That's okay. All right, what we don't want is you to feel strain through your back if you collapse into that rounded position. So sitting up really tall, find your exhale row, and then inhale, release. Lifting up through the crown of the head, neck is nice and long, gaze is forward. Let's go for another 8 here before we get into some single arm work. If those legs are really nice and long, guys, keep them parallel. Let's go 4 more. Lifting up out of those hips for 3. And 2, working that band in each direction. Last one, we release the arms forward, hold it. Now we're gonna go for a single arm row with rotation. So we're gonna pull just that right elbow back, and as you do, your left arm reaches forward. I want you to look towards your right elbow. You then glide that arm back. We're gonna stay on that side. So with an exhale, we rotate right. Inhale, unwind, back to front. Exhale, round you go. Now don't let that left arm go floppy. Those knuckles are reaching forward the whole time as you rotate and pull through that right side. Exhale and inhale. Keep sitting tall. Now it's a pure rotation we're going from here, so try not to shift over to that right side, okay? Your weight stays even on each sit bone. Let's go 4 more on the right, and then we're gonna hold it there for 3. 2 to go. On the next one, hold that row, reach that left arm forward, little pulses, pull and pull with that breath. For 6, 5, sit tall, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arm. We're going straight into that left side. Let's exhale, twist and row, and then gently release. Now sit tall, pure rotation, keeping weight on that left sit bone. Okay, so you shouldn't feel like you're shifting over to that right side as you row and twist. Lovely, Katie. Getting rosier and rosier cheeks by the minute. It's like we're going for a row down the river. Exhale, twist. 5 here. Keep that right elbow nice and long, knuckles reaching forward for 4. And 3. Last 2. We're gonna hold that next row back, little pulses, back and twist. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release those arms forward. Awesome. Just drop that strap, take it off your feet, and then just slide those legs in towards you there. Bring the soles of your feet together, and then just use your elbows to press those knees out. Long spine comes forward there. Just open up those hips. Sometimes those hip flexors start to work a little in that seated position. Which again, if your posture's nice and upright, that's okay. We just now try and let it all go. Relax those shoulders. Big breath. All right, then gently bringing those knees back together. We're going to swivel them behind us. Let's bring that band back across the mat. Okay, setting up so we can even the score through the arms and the legs. So we're going to pop the hands onto that band. Your left hand is going to stay planted. This time we're going to wrap your right fingertips around the top of the band, your thumb underneath. Your knuckles are down to the mat. Okay, so palm faces down towards your knees, your feet. And let's set up that spine. So lift up out of that left shoulder, flatten out through your back, and then let your glutes widen. Okay, so try not to shy them away. Widen those hips, release that pelvis. Now maintain that position with your breath. Let's start to stretch that right arm out to shoulder height, and then lower the knuckles back down. Band goes loose at the bottom, okay? Now you adjust so that you have appropriate tension, but you can still lift the arm up to shoulder height. Okay, you don't want to be straining excessively through the neck, the jaw. It's that exhale breath that helps the lift. And we keep the rest of the body nice and square, so we're not wagging your tail from side to side as the arm moves. We really drive this movement from inside that right shoulder blade. That's where you should feel it. So if you're feeling a lot of forearm, again, take note of your wrist position. Are you leaving the knuckles behind? Take them with you as you lift. Easy mistake to make, and keep pushing up out of that left shoulder. Now I felt myself just then start to shift back into my hips. Try and keep your weight forward there, core is connected. As before, stay with just the arm if that's plenty for you. Otherwise, Katie is going to start to add her left leg extension. So as the arm reaches out to the side, option to extend your left leg long to parallel. Then knee comes back in just beneath your hip as you lower the arm. Exhale, limbs lift. Inhale, limbs lower. Nice, Katie. If you're taking that option through the legs, pelvis stays square. Okay, so again, no shifting side to side. Let's go for 6, and then we're going to hold those limbs extended. Breathing through it for 5. 4 more. It's definitely my weakest side. Last 2. All right, team, last one. Let's hold the limbs extended, arm or arm and leg, little pulses at the very top. You got it. Midsection stays still. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Drop it down. Good job. Open out those knees. Again, find your preferred child's pose position, either with your hips down towards your heels, or feel free to lift them up if you want to make a little bit more space for your belly there. Let that chest hang low. Relax the head to the mat. Nice deep breaths. Okay, making your way up from there. Now, we're going to shuffle those knees slightly forward. This time, we're going to step your right foot onto that band. Okay, so stepping that right foot, Grab a hold of that band and then carefully make your way up into standing. So we have palms facing in, holding either end. Your right foot is flat, and then you have your left toes behind you in your parallel stance, okay? Your left toes are about a foot length away from that right heel. Now, arms down by your side with just a little bit of tension on that band. Okay, let's find our hinge. So soft bend in the right knee. Send your hips back with a long spine. We hinge forward, band goes loose. We then drive through that heel, lift tall, stretch the band, okay? Inhale on the down, exhale on the up. Make your sit bones as wide as humanly possible as you drop. And then really force that heel heavy into the ground as you lift. Easy mistake to make here is kicking your right hip out to the side as you lower. Send your sit bones back parallel to your heels. All right, so you have a narrow channel to move. Let's maintain that throughout. Inhale down. Exhale up you come. Initiate the movement from your hips, not so much from the knees. As that belly continues to go throughout pregnancy, it gets tighter and tighter around that pelvis. So you really need to make an effort to maintain the movement, the mobility around your pelvis and your hips. So I'm really thinking about widening my sit bones as I drop and lift. Now we're going to start to add that bicep curl. So we drop it down, lift tall, find your hammer curl, thumbs to shoulders, extend the arms straight, find your hinge and lift. Bring it up. Control the down, don't bounce. Nicely done. Elbows glued in at your side. Drop and lift. Curl and release. Let's go 5 here before we change it up. 4 more. Thank you. So do you. And you all look lovely at home. 2 to go, guys. Looking good. Hips back, lift. Breathing through it. Last one. We lift, whoop, find your curl, extend the arms long, find an overhand grip through that band. Okay, so palms are now facing back, find a slight wide V position. You're gonna hinge your body forward, okay? Tailbone is back, chest is forward, gaze is down. Let's find our taps. We're gonna tap your left toes into your right heel and then reach that leg long and straight behind. It's a very gentle tap. So your weight has very much transferred into that right leg. So you shouldn't feel your body weight shifting forward and back. Find full extension through that left knee as you reach it out nice and long. And have some tension on that band, okay, so the arms aren't floppy. Open your chest, lengthen your spine. I needed to really lengthen out my right waist a little bit there. I could feel my hip creeping. So send those sit bones back, parallel to the heels. Let's go 5 here. Nice and warm in the back of that right leg. 3 to go. Relax those right toes, try not to scrunch into the mat. Next time you extend that leg long, let's hold it. Back leg is straight. Now you either stay there or Katie's gonna demo that balance, hovering that left leg off the ground. Keep your hips square. Chest forward a little bit further. Back leg is straight. We pulse the arms up and up. Nice straight arms. Lead from the shoulders. Let's go 6, 5, nearly there. 4, hold your gaze. 3, last 2, last 1. Arms lower back down, bringing those toes to the mat. Awesome. Shake out those legs, guys. Well done, everybody. Love it. Okay, you can pop that band to the side. Make your way down to the mat. We're just going to come onto your bottom for a little release. Okay, so let's sit up nice and tall here. We're going to cross your right foot over your left knee, okay? Once it's there, use that knee for a bit of force. You're gonna push your right leg out to the side and sit tall. So try not to curl into a ball. Lift your breastbone, lift your chest, and the more you lift, you press your right leg out at the same time, and you'll get a really nice stretch through your right backside. Obviously, we're working through your shoulders here, so really lifting up out of your chest. If that doesn't feel nice on your shoulders, Katie's just going to demonstrate a pigeon stretch as an alternate. So coming down onto the mat, bringing your right shin across the mat, squaring off your hips, and then folding down to the forearms if your hips will allow. Okay, so whichever is your preferred position there. If you're in a seated position like me, we're going to take a few little rocks. Your legs go to the left and then back to center. As they go left, you'll feel a slightly more intense stretch through your hip. Katie's making sure that she's pulling her left hip up towards her heel to really maximize that stretch. 3 more breaths here. Hope you have nice rosy cheeks like we do. Last one. And then bringing those knees back up. Katie's going to come gently back to the hands. Let's release that stretch. And we're going to take it to the other side. Okay, so when you're ready, if you're seated like me, left foot over right knee, opening that knee out to the side, chest up nice and proud. Okay, if you're down to the mat in that pigeon stretch, you've got your shin across the mat, squaring off those hips and come down to the forearms if you like. If you want to stay on your hands, that's also not a problem. Okay, now if you're in your figure 4 like me, try not to collapse into the shoulders. Round 2, really lift up through that chest. Push that left knee away from you. Shining your breastbone forward. And then we'll start to take some rocks to the right. Back to center. To the right. If you're in your pigeon, really pull that right hip to your heel. Don't fall out of the stretch. Embrace it. Let's go 3 more here. Deep breaths. Last one. Bringing those knees back up. If you're on your pigeon, coming back to your hands, and then we're all going to swivel those legs around, and we're just going to meet in a child's pose with wide legs. So your knees are wide, your toes are together. Let's send the hips back, reach the arms forward. Everyone go hips low for the moment and really lengthen. So fingers as forward as far as you can manage. Deep breath. And then lift your hips, reach your hands further forward. Let your spine really ski slope down towards the mat and let it all go. Relax the forehead to the mat. Let your pelvic floor drop and open. Widen your sit bones. Tip your pelvis, the outlet of the pelvis, really open it up towards the ceiling. Deep breath. You can stay there as long as you like. Otherwise, we're going to make our way up from there, guys. Just giving those shoulders a little bit of a roll and give yourselves a pat on the back. Job well done. Thanks for joining us today, guys.